Well, 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 welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right, you found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go!
Players, since long before your sun burned hot in space, and before your star was born, or before your race was born, I have awaited players.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm done with the scary voice. You can come out now. It's funny, it never worked with my kids. Maybe it'll work with you guys. I don't know. But welcome to Architects of Fate, Bajor Rising, and I'm trying to find where I put my intro, and I don't know where it is. There it is. What I want to say is tonight, welcome. We're doing Star Trek Bajor Rising, and as you can see, it's called the episode is called Dust in the Wind. And we are going to deal with Starfleet has landed on the Bejoran colony, and the Starfleet officers are beginning to face the harsh realities that the colony is dealing with as it is attempting to feed and sustain itself, as well as to start as well. And the engineer and agronomist in the colony have already started to hatch plans with Lemule and also Lieutenant Melkor. With us tonight, we seem to be down one player, which is a little frustrating. But not frustrating is we have players. So we have Nathaniel as Lieutenant Bajor, and then we have Jim Morpheus Gas as Lieutenant Lemuel Higby. And he is absolutely in the wrong spot tonight.
Look at me, I'm tiny.
He's turned wee.
I'm just a little girl.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know why that didn't do that, but okay, I'm good.
There we go. I'm back.
There we go.
I'm back to life size.
Yep. You're no longer are you fun size. You're life size. And let me see. I don't know if Atlas has already given us fate chips, so thank you very much, everyone. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up. The crew last week has landed at the Varshara retreat. They're going to start up setting up refugee facility. Well, not refugee because they're not refugees, but colony facilities or assistance facilities. And the command crew has gone off to talk with the leaders of the retreat, leaving leaving behind some of the junior officers, like Ella the CO has already gone off, leaving Ula to who will be played tonight by Nathaniel. And if you want to introduce Ula is and who Ula is a little bit.
Yes, so tonight I will be playing Ula. I have the name already. Ula Glator. I know it sounds plain, but it's not. She is a human. Human. She was born in the frontier colonies near the Cardassian Bejoran sector area. She is a medic. She's aiming to be a doctor, full doctor, but she needs some space time. And she got transferred to the Odyssey to get to the frontier. So she's here, and this is her first time on Bajor.
Cool.
She has two prosthetics on her that she tries to keep hidden, but the bridge crew are the only ones who know about it.
Okay. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add you a sidekick in here, just for the moment. So you've come off the shuttles, and you stayed on the shuttles while the you stayed on the shuttles during the whole incident with the Cardassians attacking, which was kind of good, kind of bad, kind of good. Kept you out of trouble.
Yes.
Actually, you went ahead, didn't you? You went ahead with the shuttle with Phineas.
I sort of fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Okay.
Sorry.
So anyway, well, what happens is you guys do disembark, and one of the things that one of the three groups' main missions was one was infrastructure. One group was going to see to the colony's medical needs and look at nutrition and things like that, and also, essentially start reestablishing relationships with this colony. This is one of the few colonies that's kind of out there. They've already been chased off of I think it was Proxima 3 or something, but they're like double refugees. They were already chased off of a colony world. So this is why they're in such a state after 2 years, is that they arrived here with what they had. So what I'm going to do is, Phineas is going to go and do a survey, and he's going to be off since that was that was someone else's character. But yeah, basically Tora Lan and Kira Joran both, greet you guys, and they both are actually surprised. They're both actually quite surprised to see a Bejoran in with the group. And they're pleasantly so. So you can go ahead and introduce, or it's like I didn't realize that there would be Bajoran. There are Bajorans in Starfleet. Will be Lan's first opening salvo. I got no audio from you.
Yeah, I put on the mic. I think in TNT we were introduced to like 2 in Starfleet and then a handful of refugees, but that's fine.
Okay, it's kind of hard to hear. You may have to speak up a little. So what did you say to her? I actually did miss your talk.
No, it's just I was talking like out of character. It's like, yeah, we've only We've only been introduced to the TNG like 2 Bajorans, then the rest were just like refugee types.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this is like this is just around the Ensign Row phase. And as Bajoran, you are more than welcome to tie your backstory right straight into hers, because there are so few, and they're unusual. So you can work through your, work through what you want to do. But yeah, they're surprised that there's anybody in any Bajorans in Starfleet. It's like, what? Where, when they're going to ask you about your home colony or where you came from, or, where you were raised, because you have to have been.
I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Am I part Bajoran?
Oh, I thought you were Bajoran.
Okay. Sorry, everybody, for the confusion.
Oh shit!
We discussed this. Before the show. I am human.
Oh.
The character sheet I sent over him is a recycled character, and our wonderful GM has been working super hard to make sure this show is ready for everybody, and slightly got confused.
It says Bejoran on it. Why you?
I know, it's a recycled character. It's a recycled character.
All right, I'm gonna put Kuman. All right, well then they fucking hate you.
Fuck. Okay, fine. I don't want to kill any of you anyway.
Because they're Bajoran, they fucking hate you now. Sorry.
I'm taking my arm and I'm going home.
Sorry about that. Okay, they're definitely all right. They are more standoffish about this. These people, they're both younger. They've seen some things. You can kind of tell on their faces that they've seen some things. You did grow up in a frontier colony, so they are. Yeah, I apologize. I'm going to reset. I apologize, audience. We're just going to take a mulligan on that one, because yes and doesn't work when it is a mistake like that. They're going to say, "So, are you here to help us, or what?"
Hello, wonderful to meet you. My name is Ula.
And then they just yes, I'm Torlan. This is here Jordan. We are Bajorans.
Really, you could have fooled me. I would have thought the nose wrinkles and the earrings and look at this wonderful scenery around me. I would have never guessed this was Bejoran or that you were Bajorans. We're done insulting each other or playing who's a bigger bitch, I will be more than happy to get to work.
Okay, that was good. Can I have are the numbers on your sheet right, or did you upcycle those two? This is me being a bigger bitch. I'm really sorry, man.
Standard bill, no exception.
Okay.
No.
Let's go with yeah, this is kind of you putting it out there. So what I'll do is either your choice, presence or daring, and then you didn't quite work in a medical thing, but if you wanted to throw in a medical term, I would say that you're daring because you're just kind of just putting it out there. Could substitute for presence, and then medicine. This is the reaction to your just calling her saying, "Let's get over this. Let's get on with this."
Okay, so you said it's either presence and medicine or
daring and medicine.
I'll take daring because it's a little bit better.
Yep. Because I did look and I went, "Oh." See, I look at your sheets. I'll fix Lemuel's jumping thing later.
I know it's probably a little early. Can I use one of my values?
Oh yeah. Well, whenever you want to. Yeah. Do you mean like burn a determination on it, or
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Just add that little extra.
Okay.
Um,
Burning that will use your one thing, and it's an automatic. What it does is it buys you a die that's automatically a critical success. So
I know.
off you pop.
I want to. Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Push me
Too far, and you'll see my ugly
Yep, that
side.
was the one. I looked at. Oh, let's be sacred. No.
Fuck that crap.
Yeah.
Shit, I rolled wrong.
Yeah. Roll the better die. Don't roll the D&D dice.
Two successes.
Two successes. That
So-
and that's not including that you got 2 free from your. Oh, that includes the 2 free?
So that's because one was a 4 and the other one was an 18. So unless you bumped up the difficulty to better suit your needs,
Oh yeah. Well, no, I just need to know how much you got altogether. I'd say
a total of
yeah,
total of 3.
All right, so you have 2 spare. Let's just say it's a 1 because they do need the help, and they do know that you brought a shuttle full of shit, but they didn't really want to be pushovers. Somebody brought a shuttle full of goodies, and
So yeah, I'll bump the extra momentum into our pool just in case our other characters need help with building their bridge, building their landing platform, setting up the porta potties. I don't know.
Yep. Lemuel, you stumble into this giant cat fight while you're here. Like you're coming back and you're going, oh, I'm gonna get some transparent. Oh shit. And you're just basically seeing what looks to be about a fight right now.
Just gonna watch. This is fun.
Okay.
Cross my arms.
Crossing your arms. I'm crossing my arms. I'm making my way downtown.
What's your rank?
Lemuel is a
Leno?
lieutenant.
Yeah. Do you want us to do rollies to see who's more senior?
Oh, I think she just decides. I don't even based on this, would you object, Jim, to him just deciding? I mean, because I don't think anybody sits down and does a thing, and later on you can check the actual number if you guys feel like it.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of funny, or she just assumes that she's senior. Yells at the guy.
Medical is almost like secondary to like engineering and command. So I'm like,
No, medical in a shuttlecraft kitted out to be an emergency room. Engineering takes a back seat.
Oh yeah, no, it's well, I think I'm here to help people. Oh, I think that there's no yeah, where's the other way?
wonderful chat. Why don't you decide who's more important, medical or engineering? Let's throw the ball out there.
Yeah. Let me see.
But anyways, yeah, I think we would just stand there and like torch back each other for a little bit longer, and then I see my fellow lieutenant, and I say, thank you for bringing the transparent aluminum. I guess we can get started. Our wonderful hosts here are eager to get underway.
Understandable. They've been waiting here long enough.
Indeed, let's not keep them waiting any longer than need be.
Oh gosh. All right. Yeah. I'm just I was trying to figure out a way to stabilize something, but I'm not going to worry about that. It stretched the screen. That was it. Nope.
Don't worry. We'll do the bar fight after we set up the hospital.
Yeah, we need to have a place to send people.
Yep. All right.
Yeah,
so,
priority. First aid, then the bar.
All right. What I'm going to do is put you guys down. We got a landing pad. She's basically are you? Yeah, I think that Ruth is the old nurse who's just basically really not. Well, she's dealt with you before, and she knows that either you're going to get your way, or you're going to run into somebody bigger than you that's going to cut you down to size. And either way, she's here for it. So she's basically going, okay. Ruth just kind of goes along and comes along with Torn and Joran. Now, do you want to go to their facility, or do you want to have them bring people into the shuttle area, their shuttle area?
Mike's off.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do half a dozen cursing words under my breath after this report. So I would assume that there's already like a makeshift hospital type area that's already been set up. So we'll start there, and then I'll go tent to tent first. If
Okay.
anything major, we'll bring it towards the shuttles so we can work off that.
Okay, so you're going to go and say, okay, let's triage some people, kind of a thing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, of all the things I tell you to do, and I don't, for right now, I'm just going to go with, there's tents and beds. Get rid of the field, get rid of that. Mostly this will just be to make sure we know who all is in here. And I'm gonna say, I don't know why, Lemuel, but you're drug along. Because as you know, you did a survey. You're in the southern med tent southern sector. Because you also did a survey not too long ago, right?
Correct.
And what did you notice about the infrastructure in this area that you could? What occurred to you to as you did a survey, you went, well, there's the thousands of things that your eye catches that are busted. What here would you have? Can you see and want to fix?
I notice that a lot of the tents have candles, and the electric lights are don't say that, freaking out. So they're flashing and sparking out, and I need to get the power distribution in this area straightened out because things are arcing and it's not a good time.
Okay. So this will be the general zone of this. Let me see. We're just going to leave that here. We're going to get rid of that. Okay. I'm going to bring in 3 patients for you guys. And the nice part is you got a frontier colony going, so that's a plus. I'm so blue. Oh yeah, we're just gonna bring in a full level of pathetic here. Oops. All right. So we've got these people. Basically, this is like you expect. It's dirt floor. Actually, as Ula looks around, what are the 3 things you see? What are the 2 things that you see that remind you of the frontier colony you grew up on? And what's the one thing that they're doing worse that could be improved?
First thing I notice is there's no running power, and second thing I notice is there's no running water. So that means hygiene is probably leaked. The one thing that they're doing worse than what
I was thinking of the things
that
they're doing well. Actually, I was thinking of 2 things that they've actually accomplished. I was hoping for what are the 2 actual accomplishments because they've kept these people alive for 2 years with limited supplies. So there's two improvisations that reminded you of your colony, and then there's the one thing that they missed that they didn't get. That was kind of where I was headed with that.
Okay. So that they've been able to survive this long on limited resources is one good thing. Second would be that they haven't resorted to cannibalism yet. That's
So that reminds
I
you of
mean,
your colony then?
We also did not succumb to
We did not succumb
cannibalism.
to cannibalism.
I mean, well, let's not get to the Bell riots. Let's not get there yet.
Oh no, I'm going for Kodos, the colony, Kodos's colony.
Oh, yeah.
But the one thing that they're doing first is there's nobody here that knows how to practice medicine. I'm like, no medics. There's no field healers, whatever. There's
You mean
just priests who are offering.
Okay, so I'm going to ask? Yeah, Toralan and Kira Jordan are not college-educated doctors. And you kind of watch them apply. You watch what they've done, and you know immediately that this is like medical 2, kind of medical 2 out of 5 medicine. Do you want to say anything to them about that by just calling them pieces of crap and just endear yourself to them further, or?
No, I relax my grip.
Okay.
I want to breathe. And then I just string and like tighten that bandage over there, get that person laying on their back. I need a wash station over here. I need you guys to wash your hands in something sterile. I need 2 med kits from the shuttle. I start going into triage and saying, okay, I need the worst patients. I need the worst case patients over here. I need ones who can wait, and those ones who can really wait.
Yep. Well, you do have. Let me see. I'll bring in Gaffer then. Let's get his ass in here. Okay, I'm gonna put a bomb on him. Well, one of the people that you do see is this old man who is Gafir Olam, and Gafir is pretty much he's got some burn marks on him that have been fairly recent, and they look like plasma burns, which is like nasty. So he at that point, you know very much that there's no reactor around here. No, there's nothing around here that would give him a plasma burn. So I don't know if that piques any interest or not. Why am I missing things?
While I'm doing my medical thing, I ask Tora, is there any? Are there any power stations or anything that that run on plasma? Because this man has 2nd-degree plasma burns, and that's just concerning to me. Are there replicators, lights, or anything that would cause these burns?
And Tora looks at him, looks at you, and says, "Well, a Cardassian disruptor will do that, because that's what happened to this guy. He got."
Cool.
He got, because that might not be, actually, that's probably not necessarily something you may or may not have seen. If it is not one of those clean ones. Let's go with like, how it's better to be cut with a sharp knife? Well, this knife was not sharp. That kind of a thing.
Okay.
So he's taken an injury from a poorly tuned Cardassian weapon. At least, Torlan's comment is that he's been badly burned, and they've got it's not necessarily mud and leaves, but it's that equivalent of care. It's like, because what Tora also, says have you got anything, because we can only get so much in on the talisman. we can't pay for everything.
That's not my concern right now. My concern is to heal these people and get them and make sure they're alive. What I want to do is first check Olam's hands to see how bad they are, because it could also be he was playing with a disruptor and exploded in his hands.
Okay, no, his hands look pretty good. He does, he does have the thing. And as you look at the, got to lift up the bandit, that kind of thing. You do tend to see that it's a little healed, but it is not going to heal well, and not. And I'm going to go with not surprisingly, it's not getting infected because there just aren't germs here that would deal with Bajorans. I'm going to switch over to Lemule. Lemule, there's some messed up lights and piping in here. What I'd like you to do is make a couple of saves against. Let me see. I'm gonna need some engineering, and depending on how improvisational you want to be. Do you want it fixed right, or do you want it fixed fast?
Right, always.
Right, always. Okay, then it is control and engineering.
All right, control and engineering.
And if you can describe, essentially, there's a small kind of reactor, kind of not inside the building but beside it. They kind of put the reactor for this sector near the hospital because why not? But there's some damage to it. It's got some efficiency problems, and then it's also going to have some problems with power transmission lines. So that's a couple of rolls for you. So it's probably a difficulty 2 to fix up the what would we call it? Fix up the reactor.
All right. Gotta get my light on so I can see what's going on over here. There we go. All right, so that is, let me see if I have any. Oh, I don't really have any focuses, but that is 2 successes.
Okay. As you're working, you notice that there's like a little snot-nosed kid next to you.
Awesome, I love those.
Okay.
Lemuel loves kids.
Roasted. Sorry.
So he's sitting there with his little glowy light going, and he sees the kid watching him.
Oh yeah, the kid's eyes are just lit up with just the fascination. Also, like they're really staring at your ear and your obviously your nose.
Oh.
And your clothes. And like he's gonna start while you're doing this, he's gonna like try and he's debating about touching like the pant leg. If that makes any sense. And I don't know, are you gonna just sort of let that go, or
Yeah,
it
if he
doesn't have a
wants
shiv.
to.
You can't see a shiv.
Yeah, he's looking at me. Is he gonna touch me? You go. How's it going, buddy?
So she, the child, like kind of like jumps back a little bit. Your voice is also like thoroughly not. Well, we haven't touched on it too much, so I won't say it. You don't seem to have the same kind of slight raspiness in your voice that everyone else has.
Gotcha.
So that's good. That's a bit of a retcon. I'm sorry about not handing that to you. And I'll give Ula some additional background as we go too, because we didn't set the frickin' stage. So she's like, looks up at you and it's like, wait, you speak English? It's like, Yeah, he's interested. He's like, wait, you
You speak
speak my
common?
language? This is weird. You speak
How's-
Bejoran.
How are you doing? You're
And
probably wondering how I got here.
it's like, well, you probably came in a ship.
Yes.
So do you know? Let me see if I can find her name. Damn it! Come on, guys. I'm on that. Come on, man. Thing where do we literally remember the name of the frickin' captain of the ship? Because I used to. She
Oh,
just says,
it's-
"Do you know the captain?"
The captain of Odyssey or captain of Talisman?
Wait, there's another ship.
What's your name?
Sorcy Kira. I
Okay.
will not put it into uwu, in uwu voice.
No, I wouldn't even ask. So your Kira is the first name. That's how you Bajorans do it, right?
Yeah.
Very
He's
cool.
like, just like really excited.
Did you know that on my planet, our people do it the other way around?
What?
Yeah,
Wait,
isn't
there's
that
another
weird?
planet? Wait, do the prophets know about your other planet?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
How about Santa?
Wait, Bajorans have Santa? That's very strange.
Yeah. He's sitting in there. He's got a plasma burn on his chest right now. Why is that mean woman yelling at Santa? So she's like gonna like look at you. Do you have any other tools or toolkits with you? If you wanted to do them the handoff things, it's okay.
Yeah.
But
he's gonna give me a hand with this.
But he's also like looks at it and says, "Wow, this glows like the cave." And now I'm going to cut back to Ula's bedside manner from hell. so Griffler Olam, yeah, you do have your standard like kind of Dr. Crusher pout. You do have your med bag with you, so you've got a pretty solid. Between you and Ruth, you have short of major surgery, you'll be able to treat and triage things. Kira Joran at least is happily saying, well, luckily that the last Cardassian raid was not overly aggressive since we've learned how to hide. Do you guys think you it's like, and actually Kira just, Joran says, you sound like somebody who could kind of doesn't take Shinola from anybody. Do you guys bring any weapons? She just gives up on that.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to save lives here, but I don't mind talking. I'm just this guy just needs a good meal and maybe a couple hours of rest, and then he can be discharged. I need to move on to the next one. But to answer your question, no, I'm a doctor, not a soldier. So my weapons are tricorder and scan and hypo spray and medical knowledge.
Okay. And like Kira looks, I mean, she's certainly not gonna give you any lip about the fact that you're doing this thing for them. But she does look a bit crestfallen. Olam does thank you and puts his hands next to you guys. He will make a move for your pa because he's old, So you have to decide if the ear thing is okay. He's going to attempt to reach up for your ear. Doesn't see any pushback, and just says only one who has seen so much could be so kind, and then just shuffle. What?
I gently take his arm carefully, bring it up to my ear, and let him do the squeeze thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he's had his little talk, I put it back onto his chest and say, "Rest now. Rest now. You need to gather your strength for tomorrow." And I just have him taken to a nice recovery area until our engineers get a proper medical facility ready.
You hear some bitching you hear some faint noise, Lemuel. I like the idea because you don't quite necessarily see him with an eye shot. You could just trip your comm badge.
Yeah, I didn't know there
Get
was.
stolen his badge.
Getting mugged.
You're getting mugged by a 7-year-old.
Yes, good TV.
But yeah, Ula. So and as Olam gets Tora takes him over. Olam says, "Oh, the prophets know what to do." And he's going on. He's like super happy not to be in agony at the moment because it would have been rough on anybody, but that burned on obviously a person. You're also noticing that all the people are malnourished, which you already knew. And they also are showing up with essentially silicanosis, the beginnings of silicanosis in the respiratory tracts. And as you think about it, there's a lot of dust in the atmosphere. I mean, you already weren't thrilled with the cleanliness of the facility, but there was a lot of dust, and you're starting to notice that grit, in the dust. Where does the dust go, everybody? Where does the dust get? That's also what Higby's cleaning out too. There's a lot of dust everywhere. It gets everywhere. And also as Olam bombs out about the prophets, this old lady over here, and the one of the kids, one of the younger people, both give each other derisive looks, and the old lady just kind of spits on the floor. So she's not a fan. She's not a fan of the prophets.
To each their own.
Yep.
Either you believe in them or you don't. My job is just to make you well.
Yep. So let me see. Yep. Go ahead.
Just give you 3 cc's for the pain and 2 cc's for the stuff into your lungs. Once our engineering crew gets the replicators online, I suggest you stop by for a good meal and a couple of days bed rest.
I like the 5. You have something in your. I would love it if your pad had an automatic list that you just kept adding things to Higby's itinerary for the engineering group. You just keep adding things to their list.
Yeah.
As you go.
Yeah, I need the bio bed set up. I need the replicator set up. I need a sterile environment surgery bay set up. I need the doctor's lounge definitely needs to be set up. The crew quarters stay screw up. You guys can rough it.
Yep.
Yeah, my Calm badge is blowing up with the notifications.
I like the idea. That's why they moved the Starfleet badges a little bit above the nipple. And once they added the vibrate thing, they said, okay, we're moving this up. We're moving these up. People have gotten a little too happy about this.
Boy, we just that's but okay. It's fine. I'll move on to the kid. He's just malnourished. I say, okay, as soon as they get the thing set up, get him some food. Hypos for this.
Okay. One of the minor
This is-
things. So are you just doing this? What I want to do is get a medicine, and if possible, let's go with insight, which is pretty good for you. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Need a medicine and insight check.
My focus. Do I have a focus?
Let me
Applied here, 'cause I got
check.
three.
Let's see what
Agnostic.
focus. Talent.
You know biology.
Wait, I get talent, weapons. Oh, there it is. I apologize. I'm going up. Yeah, I definitely go with diagnostic expertise.
Okay.
Because this is something that would be subtle. So it's going to be like a difficulty too. Because you do a routine scan and I'm going with the words diagnostic expertise, just makes it a 0 level task normally. How'd we do? What happened? You got no.
I got a 17 and an 18.
You're shitting me. Save
kid you
your
not.
DN. Save those dice for another for another date, man. Give them. Can you mail those dice to the Netherlands to the Netherlands, please? Mr. Goliathman could use those dice.
Yeah, but we sent him a shirt, and look what that happened.
Yeah, I don't think that helped. It might just have been too big for him. Let me see.
No.
There are 5 lights, not 4. Oh goodness. Yep. So we've got. Well, as you look over both Nui and Essa Zija, as you look over both of them and scanning them, there's some weird. It's like I'm gonna go with some Star Trek chemicals at the moment, but I'm gonna go with there's some increased levels of acetylcholine, and also and ventrexamine, and you don't have to worry too much about the words because it's Star Trek stuff. But let me see if I can get us back in.
Basically,
Yeah, those are just the 2 terms in case we need to refer to them again into chat.
so
Those are increased levels in their brains, and those are indicative of telepathic or psychic events. You notice when you diagnose these 2, and it's just a trace. It's not like they're popping off. Like if you read a beta Z, it was like, oh yeah, that's the brain juice. This is very trace amounts of elevated levels.
I'm going to come over to where they are.
Yep.
And kind of subterfuge, use my hidden tool
Grab back.
to. I'm just going to place my hand on the shoulder and run a scan.
Oh, a more intense scan?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that I don't think that in any way. I mean, literally, I know that you've done this a lot, so this is not a problem, and you've been handling people all the time. There's nothing tipping them off, so it's automatic success. With your diagnostic expertise, if you want a second bite at the apple, for I gave you your 2 best too. It's like insight and medicine, man.
I know. Trying to distract them, I say good work on this. I give them compliments, like they're doing, they're helping. They're
Wait,
doing
hold on. Which
well.
people are you scanning? The 2 medical guys or the 2 patients?
2 refugees that are apparent. No, the 2 medical
Okay.
people that are helping.
Well, because all right, yeah, because Nui and Essa are definitely the ones with the elevated levels, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that I didn't miscommunicate that. Okay, because I feel like occasionally I'll just go like that. So yeah, you're standing there and it's like, and you can go ahead and run that nice scan. While you do that, Lemuel, how's your helper doing? And also, there's a lot of dust in everything, which is probably going to be something you will have to refactor in your engineering.
Right.
All this stuff came from Beta 3, and it was not built for this. Temperate environments. I like that he walks out and he's just got this big pout.
He's just clanking.
Clanking.
Clank, clank, clank. Yeah, so
What?
yeah, I'm teaching him the name of these tools, and I'm saying, well, that one is an electroadjuster. You hand me that one right there, the blue one, blue light. Doing all my magic engineering stuff. And trying to figure out in my head what kind of housing I can put around this equipment.
Okay.
To keep
yes.
out dust. And so tell me a little bit more about that cave.
He kind of is like looking at, because you've got him like working on the tools, so he's now like wondering what to do. He says it's kind of, it's off to the, it's a little ways away. We're not supposed to go there. We're not supposed to leave the village now that the Cardassians have come back to chase us from our home. Are they going to chase us from here too?
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Okay. Because, at some point it obviously comes up that his mom had her head blown off in front of him. It's going to be that kind of a kid.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be that kind of a day.
I have
What?
I have no training. I have absolutely no training in therapy. I cannot do anything to help this kid with this trauma.
Well,
PTSD is not my thing.
yeah.
I purposely did not put on my thing. I do PTSD.
I like.
Well,
I
what's
like
the matter,
hearing you.
kid? Did your mom get blown up right in front of your face or something?
Yeah, what we did back on my colony? We just scraped their entrails off us and kept on a going.
Kept going. Back in my day, you were
kept-
lucky
We
if you
apologize to the viewers.
Yeah.
We apologize to the viewers. We didn't mean any of this.
Oh,
It's just
yeah. No, we understand that there's some, and we're also putting words in another player's mouth, and that's not the best thing. Unless, we're not. We neither put words in people's mouths nor stuff them full of crumpet. We don't do either one of those. So we got Lemuel, but so she's like a little bit about that. If you want to press about the cave, I would throw a presence, probably presence in command or presence in security, depending on, I don't know what the difference would be, what your approach would be. Security would be like more of a subtle interrogation thing. Command would be, if they care about you.
go with presence and security is my better one. So this is going to be.
I just want to hear a 20 come out of this.
All right, what do we got? We got one success and can't see what that one is. Two successes.
It's like reading the menu at night.
That's exactly what it is.
It's like, oh God, let me get my flashlight. The two successes.
So dark in here.
Basically, so she is now with one success. He's amenable to talk about the cave, and talks about like, oh, it's and indicates beyond where the fields were. So enough of the layout that, he says, well, you go down to the river and then turn this way, and he roughly gets you to a general area, which is beyond the fields that you guys are currently setting up.
Gotcha.
Your work. So, that's the only place. Look, the production company rented that spot. We're going to go back to that spot. That's where we get our shooting permit from. And then you get to ask me another question that I obviously have to answer honestly, relative to what Kira would know.
All right.
Because the last time I said I ask a question, I have to answer honestly. I stopped there, and the players were merciless. So I'm a little carefuler now.
No, the child must answer honestly.
it is as Kira would understand it. But he did talk about light, and that reminded him of it.
What kind of stuff do you get up to at the cave? Is it cool rocks in there? You go exploring?
Yeah,
You like gladiator movies?
It's and Starfleet's your badge immediately starts pinging HR. There's a shuttle sent immediately from the Odyssey. One of the really good warp capable shuttles comes right there, and you're going to be retrieved now. There's a reason First Contact Protocol books are 3 inches thick, and it's not just for that reason.
Yeah.
It's not because of the thing you think. But no, he talks about, it's so cool in there, and there's hardly any dust. And, Sisha, has some, Sisha's found some things. It's been really nice down there. But the rocks are really cool. And there are some old books there. There used to be some old books down there. It looked like there was a book down there. I don't know. But he was mostly happy because the rocks were kind of pretty. They kind of glow and sparkle. And he said, cool. and nobody hardly dies from them anymore. No. And only one person was set completely on fire. No, none of that. It's just that he's happy because it's kind of a quiet place. And he says, and I get to sleep. I can go to sleep and it's quiet.
That sounds like a really cool cave. I'd like to see that someday.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You show me some of those cool glowing rocks.
Yep. So he's happy with that. So do you want to just go back to the ion bonder discussion and do some things with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to flip back to Ula. Ula, you've best friended these two people. How'd your rolls go? I don't know if I followed up on that when I had to do it. 2 successes, perfect. You do not pick up any of the traces of what did I?
Yeah,
you didn't pick up any of the traces of acetylcholine or ventrexamine in their systems at all. You did pick up that Tora appears to be having a rather good start on a small cancer. And Jira's pretty good, probably iron deficiency, things like that. But Tora is actually starting with nothing that's symptomatic yet. She's asymptomatic. However, she is starting to develop cancer that's probably started within the last year. We're just since we're outside of magic medicine, I'm going with it, man. It's indicative of nothing. It's like it's that
genetics or something.
Yeah, it's probably a predisposition. The planet has slightly higher radiation levels than normal. But it is a world orbiting a gas giant. It is a harsh environment, and she may have picked up something else, but there's nothing. You could run a deeper scan if you wanted to get around to it to figure out a cause. But with her not having access to modern medicine, there's chances that these things happen.
Yeah, I'll put it on my list.
Okay.
Things to delve into later. But I do the triage thing now, and then worry about them.
Yep. Yep.
I make sure those who need respirators get respirators on them. I tap my communicator and contact the other lieutenant and say, "This is Ula calling Lieutenant Lemule. Where hospital? I've done my triage thing. How's your engineering thing going?"
I think you rolled dice for this, didn't you?
Did we?
I don't know. Let's pretend you
Communicate?
did. Well, you definitely fixed up a couple of things. You could even do the classic, it should be coming on, you know.
No. Yes, I'm working on the reactor now. You should be seeing some steadier power flow. Once I get done here, I have to go check out all these connections to make sure that there's no other problems. But the reactor's going to be up shortly, back to full power.
I'd probably say keep it at least half that until we get sure that the lines are running smoothly. I don't want to risk. I've already had one patient with plasma burns. I don't need a whole triage full of them just because of negligency, and whatever else you engineers talk about.
You got it, Doc.
On. Dang it! You hear me cuss as I toss my tricorder over my shoulder. Damn.
But what's up?
My tricorder crashed on me.
Oh, no.
All that damn dust.
All that dust.
Oh man. But either way, you've managed to sort out. There were like you said, there were several other patients. Nothing. So happily, nothing in need of immediate major action. But definitely, it's going to be like a public health initiative where you're, setting up the vaccination schedules. You've got nothing, that is too horrible for there are some missing limbs occasionally, but those aren't in the medical area. They're people that have just got missing limbs at this point. So those
I
can
treat whatever like scars.
yeah, you can treat scars. And as we set things up, you can actually have like kind of a rolling group come through either the tent or do you feel the tent is a good enough area, or did you want to start having people move more toward the landing area?
Well, since the lieutenant is busy getting power back online, I would assume other engineers have been setting up a hospital type thing near the shuttles. So we would start moving once the triage stuff is done.
Yeah.
I would relocate everybody who needs either observation or something else to the new medical facilities, and with the medical staff, we'd set up for like vaccinations, regenerations of scars, like giving like the full workup.
Give them the full work.
I would actually, yeah.
Okay.
And this is where I would actually sit down with Orlin and Kira, and just like, I'm going to give you a free exam. I would like to give you an examination, make sure everything's fine. You guys did well. Just want to get everybody.
Okay. Yeah. So you can pull that off. I wanted to check. Yeah, Phineas is back at the main base. I think overseeing the setup would be the thing that would take care of where Phineas is at, along with the overviews. Yeah, Ruth is going to help out with the patients. She's also going to start showing Jordan about like how a wound looks or how to diagnose something. So she's going to start teaching them a bit more to try and raise their base medical skill. because they just haven't been taught anything. It's like they've got maybe a book. You can kind of look around and go, there's maybe a data pad, and it's got a crack in it. It's not good. So that's what Ruth's gonna help out with. Let me see, Lemuel. Yeah, it looks like you can button everything up and run down the wires. I think Soshi could be a lot of fun. Soshi Kira could be a lot of fun climbing around on cables and things. There's a distinct lack of wooden poles in the planet.
Right.
So you have a choice. What do you want to do with your little helper here?
Oh boy. Hey kid,
He's
go
really close to
stand
the-
on that electric wire, please. I'm going to give him a sensor, and I'm going to say to him, do you see how there's 2 lights right here on this thing?
Okay.
I need you to walk along that group of cables on the ground, and you're going to hold it just like this. Point it at the cables, and if that light goes from green to red, you need to make a mark in the dirt so we can find that spot. All right?
Will this what is this what does this look for?
Shorts in the cables.
That helps.
Yeah. It'll be poor insulation.
Okay, yeah. So he's gonna start trying to trace the wire, and as the day goes on, he's able to master this technique, and he's overjoyed. Does he get to see what happens? What happens when he makes the X? I mean, what do you do?
I'm gonna be as kind of following along behind him, going in trying to figure out exactly, what is this? Is this, is there dust in the cables? Is there a frayed connection? Is it some Star Trek thing that I just go and it's done?
I also realize I've been facing off screen. Okay, so anyway, yeah, as you do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 2 threat.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't like him anyway, did you? You got used to him.
No.
Fucking not well, Kira. He, but no, as you're repairing a thing, right? I'm just going to spend the 2 threat because it imposed a condition on you, or it's an oopsie. There's a particularly badly frayed section of cable, and while you're in there, this is like the 3rd one, and I don't think you're careless, but these things are like laid under the ground in a hurry. And there's a small plasma fire, and just a gout of plasma leaps up. If you want to, it's like a difficulty 1 fitness and either security or engineering, depending on how you want to, what you think would best educate you in getting out of the way of kind of molten metal.
Oh, yeah, that would be engineering.
Yeah, I was going to duck. Yeah,
I know that sound.
There's a distinct lack of high protection in Starfleet too.
That is true.
The only time I saw eye protection was when Scotty was cutting through something. That one time.
That one time.
But yeah, you just need at least 1 success on that.
Oh, tell me that's not what I think it is.
That's
Okay,
20.
good.
It's 20.
It's a 10, so it's a success. I have 2 successes.
Okay.
Right.
Well, you do jump back. It is a bit of gout of flame, and you notice that Soshi Kira is in awe of it. And is really excited about it.
In awe of the flame or my amazing reflexes?
I think he gives no craps about what you did. But he does see that. And then what I want is an insight and security check.
I like these dice. That is one critical success and one regular success.
Okay. He was not. He was not just excited. He was kind of in awe of it, and you saw a thought rolling around in his head, and then you see him secret the tool you gave him upon himself, upon his person, rather well. Not super clumsily, but with purpose. This is the thing he wants. He has some use for that, and he's gonna put it in his pocket. And now he's also gonna say, "I think my mother's calling me."
I think that.
Or he's going to go, "Oh man, this looks." No, he's not gonna even do. "Oh man, this looks dangerous." He's just going. He's not terrified of a gout of fire. Okay, so that's like another thing. But he like sort of, secrets upon himself, and then within a few minutes, it says he's hungry and he has to go back for his meal. My mother that I just told you was dead is calling me.
All right. All right. It's the little stain on the floor is beckoning. So thank you for your help, and I'm not gonna grill him on it about him taking my tool.
Okay.
Don't say it like that. I'm not gonna grill him on it, but I'm gonna know to keep an eye on him. And I'm thinking,
Yep.
why would he want that? Well, yeah, I know why he wants it, but
But
why?
yeah, that's his. He definitely absconds with it. And what I wanted to kind of do was call it there. Put a scene on that. My only other alternative is orbital bombardment by a Cardassian ship, and I just really don't want to do that right now.
That-
We don't need that.
no, not necessary.
But yeah, Ula, you're about to. So were you going to scan Tora and Torlen and Kira Jordan right then and there, or wait till you get to the more advanced medical?
Well, I mean, I already did like a preliminary scan on them, so I basically know what I'm getting into.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for them to give me consent, and I'm just gonna do like a fake scan. Like, okay, you just need this, and then you just this, and then give you reassurance. Say, yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, you're fine.
I was gonna think you were just gonna give him whatever that pack of gum that Dr. McCoy gives people that grows them a new kidney and
Little chiclet, yeah.
gives them the chiclet that cures cancer. But yeah,
She didn't have cancer. She was a diabetic. She had renal failure.
yeah, she had renal failure. Yes, she
Dialysis.
actually had renal failure. And I'm going to reduce my threat by one because I did know it, but I made the joke, but I still could have made a better joke that was true. That's it still cost you a threat. So
Anyway,
Issa and Kiwi also like leave. Once you told them to go, they're gone. But they were the only patients, and you have everybody's name. You know who everybody is. It's in your data bank. So you know who they are, and they're known to people. So it's not like you can't find them again if necessary. But yeah, so you guys are all heading toward the main medical facility to see how that goes.
yeah.
Which is kind of
Carry a gurney if I need to, or
What?
help someone.
Oh no,
I carry a lit. I carry a litter if I have to.
Yeah, there's
help.
there's a couple of people there. Yeah, Urla, you can I'd refer Olam could always use some more time in a dermal generator. He's even though you got some good, you waved a light over it, he's still not great. But yeah, figuring out what to do next. You do take a couple of other people that I haven't statted out in toward the hospital run. And luckily nothing's exploded, no one's bleeding out or anything. which is kind of convenient. And I think what we'll do is we may just call it there. Sorry about that. I didn't have a big cliffhanger for you guys, and a fire snake shows up.
Well, I mean, we do have the giant plasma fire that our engineer still has to put out.
Oh, it just singes
I'm leaving
eyebrows.
that. I'm leaving that.
I'm leaving that. He's gonna just make some glass. You're just gonna make
Yep.
a little fountain of glass around it.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I would say that the plasma fire happens, and as you, put your hands on a gurney on a stretcher, the lights go out. They go flicker, flicker, flicker. You hear pow, some kind of curse from the outside by Lemuel, and then the lights go out.
Oh, crikey.
I tap my badge and say, turn off the barbecue, get back to work. We need lights in here.
Yeah, you smell burnt hair.
Yes, little orange.
Who brought the dog?
Anyway, so thanks everybody. Jim the Great Bear chat with us all week. Yep. Right. Well, thanks everybody. What I want to say is, if you have not already, I would really encourage you to follow us. In the let me think. No, see, and what happens is I lose my one script that I have to talk from, and I do this every damn time. So I'm gonna have to start printing it out and sticking it to the side of my monitor. No. There we go. Okay. But for the outro, what I do want to say is please remember to follow us. And if you could see yourself to it, if you've got a free subscription, why don't you subscribe? Also, Felix is going to tell you about putting stuff in the Discord. Yeah, there you go. Felix and Atlas are both in the Discord thing. And what we want to do is tell you there are other things going on here on Architects of Fate this coming week. Tomorrow, we have Star Trek Strange New Playtest, Episode 3, the one about the whales, which I thought was funny. The Challenger is found in an Orion ship named Sapphire Nuxus and is also trapped in the cavernous waiting area of the Celestial Algorithm. The boarding party has found a ship in distress, but the crew was not what they expected on a pirate ship. The boarding party found, while Captain Kithex is a capable commander, her crew, 3 Orion males, seem to be ill-suited to running a ship. However, they all seem to really know a lot about fashion and entertainment. Lieutenant Hernandez and Dr. Vorel have attempted to rescue what they thought was a prisoner, only to find they didn't find a hostage, but they may have uncovered the truth about this so-called pirate ship. So try and find out what the mystery is. If you could see a Vulcan blush, you would have seen it. Wednesday, Dungeons of Drakenheim, Episode 6. An apple a day keeps a TPK away. After saying goodbye to their fallen comrade, boy, they say goodbye to Simon for a long time. The remainder of the group decided to pay respects as best they could by almost dying themselves. After a near TPK, the party find themselves deep in the outskirts of Drakenheim. Okay. Have they found the delirium they're looking for? Do they dare to delve deeper? Ouch. Find out in this session of Dungeons of Drakenheim. And then Thursday, 8:30, Mega Rifts, Rifts, Megaversal Mayhem, the Tapestry of Time. Again, Rifts is the game that started this whole channel. So after looting the Black Vault, the team headed down to sublevel 22, where through an incohesive effort, they managed to break into Lab 7C. The reunion with Dr. Young was cut short as King Erdemon immediately smashed the console, controlling the rift in the center of the room. After some sparks and surges in the dimensional anomaly, they are now faced with a behemoth from another dimension. Was it helpful or hurtful? Find out Thursday, and maybe they could call Lemuel. And Friday, Cookie Trek. The episode is of the randomly generated plot is no plan, no shame, no foul. This week, tribbles, an awkward romance, and all hands abandon ship are 3 things that must happen on Cookie Trek. And please join in the chat to tell us how we use these 3 things to make an exciting and possibly coherent Star Trek story. Then Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Tomb of Annihilation, Beware of Napaka. After the Kieran Yeager's experiment with a mysterious control panel was interrupted by a battle with a massive plant creature, they continued their exploration through the 5th level of the tomb and discovered a mysterious message written in blood. The cure had raised Napaka, the last queen of Umu, from the dead. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you're the last queen. Okay, Yeager found a keyhole in a faux chest made of jade. What have Kenneth and Scrod been doing this whole time? I don't know. Find out on Sunday, because I think everybody's interested in what Kenneth and Scrod's Golden Cranston's Guildenstern moments are. And then Monday, opposite this, we have Star Trek back in business. The 63rd rule: work is the best therapy, at least for your employees. After meeting with Shart, a meeting with Shart has changed. After the meeting with Shart, a lot has changed for the crew. Join us on Monday to find out what happened on Hallback 3, or maybe the crew will be just simply turning a new page in their ledger as they navigate the great material continuum. So I just want to say, Nathaniel, thank you very much. Jim, thanks for that. We did our best with, with the frayed light bulbs, bandages, and cotton wire that we had. I'm not going to set up a raid, I'm afraid. I didn't have the tools for that. But what I'm going to say is take care, everybody, and have a good week.
Thank you. Have a great day.
And